Hi, I'm Mr. C, the teacher, and this is my classroom. So grab your tools for school and join in with us, or sit back and just watch, and let's go on a learning journey together, because you're watching Lessons from the Classroom. Well, let's take a look at what the topic for today's episode is going to be about. Oh, I'm just working on my reading skills. In fact, when I teach reading to students, I teach what's called guided reading skills. Guided reading is when a grown-up, like a teacher, or a mom or dad or grandparent or even an older student who could be a buddy reader, teaches skills in which guidance is needed for the student to learn things that they, otherwise couldn't learn on their own. Guided reading is important because it helps students develop a variety of skills that are important for learning how to read. In this series of 16 videos, we're going to go through 16 different books, each book being leveled progressively harder. So we'll start right at the beginning with book level 1A and work our way all the way up to book level 5C, getting longer and harder. Or sometimes when we have enough time in an episode, we'll even work on some of our sight words. I have a flashcard set here with 100 of the most common sight words that we would learn. And I like to practice about 5 words each week. So we might have some time to practice 5 words at the beginning of our video and then again another 5 near the end. When we do guided reading, I like to break it up into 3 or even 4 different stages. First, I like to do a picture walk. Anybody can do a picture walk because you're not reading the words, you're just looking at the pictures in order to tell the story. The second phase I like to do is reading the story out loud. And if we get to the longer, harder books, we'll probably skip that category. The third stage is to echo read, where I read a sentence, and then my reader repeats or reads that sentence. And the last stage is when a student is able to start reading independently with just some help, some support. And as the student continues to practice that same story over and over, they'll eventually become much more independent. And that's guided reading. Let's get started. Here's this week's sight words. Do, get, as, come, has. Now say the word after I say it. Do, get, as, come, has. Now say the word before I say it. Do, get, as, come, has. I'm going to mix the words up. You say them on your own. All right, let's take a look at the next book in this series. This is book 1C. Read at Home, Mom's New Hat, Level 1C. A picture walk. What do you see happening in the picture? Look carefully at the picture. Tell me what you see. What's happening? Look at everything in the picture. Explain what you see happening. Take a look at this picture. What's happening now? Take a look. What's happening in the picture now? Remember, pause this if you need to have more time. Uh-oh. Now what's happening? Wait a second. Something more is happening. Now what's happening? What's happening now? Take a careful look at what this guy's doing. And look at this last picture. What's happening here with Mum's new hat? All right, now we're going to do a read of the story. I'll use my little yellow marker. Mum's new hat. Mum had a new hat. The wind blew. It blew Mum's hat off. "Get my hat," said Mum. Dad ran. The wind blew. Oh no. "Get that hat," said Dad. Kipper ran. The wind blew. We call that a repeat sentence when we see that sentence over and over. Here's another repeat sentence. Oh no. "Get that hat," said Kipper. Biff ran. The wind blew. Oh no. "Look at my new hat," said Mum. All right, it's time to do an echo read. That means Mr. C reads first. I'll point to the words as I read them, and then I'll point to the words again when it's your turn. Mum's new hat. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. The wind blew. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. It blew Mum's hat off. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Get my hat, said Mom. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Dad ran. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. The wind blew. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Oh no. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Get that hat, said Dad. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Kipper ran. Your turn. That's the name, Kipper. Mr. C's turn. The wind blew. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Oh no! Look at that exclamation mark. Big voice. Oh no! Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Get that hat, said Kipper. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Biff ran. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. The wind blew. Your turn. Mr. C's turn. Oh no! Your turn. Big voice on that. Mr. C's turn. Look at my new hat, said Mom. Your turn. Good job. Ready? Start with the title. All right, you ready? Go ahead. All right, now you can go back, rewind the video, pause the video where you need to if I'm going too fast, over and over again until you can read with no mistakes. You don't need any help, and you can read at the same speed that you would talk. Good job with Mom's new hat. All right, let's do some review and comprehension of Mom's new hat. First of all, what was this story about? What happened at the beginning of the story? What happened in the middle of the story? And what happened at the end of the story? Who chased after the hat? Here's some questions to answer. How did Mum lose her new hat? Why do you think Biff has a camera? What funny things happened to Mum's hat? What things have happened to you on a windy day? Similar to the last question, did this story remind you of anything that's happened to you? Have you lost your hat in a windstorm? Have you read another book or seen a TV show or a movie where there was a big wind and somebody lost their hat? All right, it's time in our episode for this segment that I like to call the Did You Know Fun Facts.
Did you know?
Well, I learned some interesting facts about hats. Here's some of them. If you've ever been to London, England, and in one of those black taxis, you'll notice that the roofs are really tall, and that's because they're made to fit people who might be wearing a tall hat, like a top hat, or some kind of bowler hat, or something where you need a taller roof. The first painting that was ever found that showed a hat being worn was actually found in a cave in France. That cave painting of somebody wearing a hat is more than 15,000 years old. Hats go back a long ways. A cook's hat, which is that tall white hat known as a toque, that has 100 folds in it, is made to represent 100 different ways that you can cook an egg. There are well over 100 different kinds of hat styles around the world. Some of my favorite are berets, beanies, bowler hats, fez, sombreros, trilby hats, cowboy hats, baseball caps.
Beret, beanie, bowler, fez, sombrero, trilby, cowboy, baseball. Beret, beanie, bowler, fez, sombrero, trilby, cowboy, baseball. Beret, beanie, bowler, fez, sombrero, trilby, cowboy, baseball.
The world's tallest hat that was ever made was 4.8 meters tall. I mean, this is a meter stick right here. It would need to be almost as 5 of these, one on top of the other. It was so tall that it made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. But in order to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records, the person who wore that hat had to walk at least 10 meters distance to prove that it could be worn as a hat. And National Wear a Hat Day happens to be on the 25th of March each year.
National Wear a Hat Day. Wear your beret, beanie, bowler, fez, sombrero, trilby, cowboy, baseball.
So on March 25th, choose a hat to wear.
And now you know.
All right, well, it looks like I've got plenty of art supplies and tools on hand, so I guess it's time to do some quick art creations.
Samurai Hatto! Oh, check out those samurai hats on the mannequins behind them. Cool. Oh, nice chopping sound effect. Hey, thanks. Oh, so is Mr. C just making this up as he goes along? No, he's being taught by a sensei. How do you know that? Well, look, he's just stepping on out. Oh, these guys scoring off to fight each other? No. That is an actual 300-year-old samurai sword. Whoa. Oh, is it just me, or have you noticed that he hasn't been wearing a hat this whole time? I thought this episode was about hats. Yeah, but, he's got a headband on. Oh, whoa, what did that bamboo mat do to him? I mean, it didn't even... Wow. Oh, again? Well, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't want to be that bamboo mat. I don't know what it did to offend him, but... Oh, cool. Slow motion. Okay, I think you've attacked that bamboo pole enough. Put the sword down. Put it down and get a hat. Oh, who's he supposed to be? Johnny Appleseed?
Because hats are worn all over the world, there's of course a different word for hat in every language. For example, the word for hat in French is
chapeau.
In Dutch, it's
Hoed.
in Urdu, it's
Topi.
in Turkish, it's
Şapka.
in Swahili, it's
Kofia.
in Spanish, it's
Sombrero.
in Japanese, it's
Bosi.
and in Greece, it's
Capello.
Do you have a word for hat in your language? This week's sight words include that, went, your, mom, dad. Say the word after me. That, went, your, mom, dad. Now say the word before me. That, went, your, mum, dad. Now I'm going to put the words in a mixed up order and you're on your own. Say them when you see them. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Reading about hats and thinking about hats, well, made me think of my own hat collection. And I've got a few here. This one, it's a baseball cap I got while I was in New York City. Love this hat. Oh, and this one, this is called a jackaroo. And I picked this up when I was in the red center of the Australian desert looking at the Uluru Mountain. It's a typical Australian hat. Of course, living in Canada, you can't be without a toque for all that cold winter weather. This toque's even got a pom-pom. When I was in Rome, Italy, I bought this hat for strolling around in Italy. And this one, my friend Japji gave me while I was in Nepal, looking at Mount Everest. This is a typical Nepalese hat. When I was in Costa Rica, looking at sloths and snakes and howler monkeys, I bought this nice wide brim hat to keep the sun off me. Of course, sometimes people just get a floppy hat for keeping the sun off. This is one I had when I went down to Florida. And this one, it's from Egypt, sort of. It's my Pharaoh's hat. And when I was up north in the Arctic Circle around Yellowknife, I got this nice warm fur hat. But I think one of my most favorite hats, well, is just this nice plain white baseball cap. And why is it one of my favorite? Well, because I just want to end off saying thank you for watching